anybody's out there, please say something in the chat. If you're watching this on the playback, you'll have to skip over the first at least 30 seconds. I need somebody to go live right now. Hey, Kelly. Hey, I'm glad you came on, hon. Listen, I just had this plane fly over my house and it just didn't sound right, like the engine. So I checked it on my flight apps on my phone, and it was Spirit Airlines from Las Vegas to Burbank, flight 2378. It departed an hour and 25 minutes ago. It's only about a 50 to 55-minute flight, including gate times. This plane has flown over the Burbank airport at least 2, possibly 3 times. It's hard for me to track it because my tracker on my phone, which I'm looking at now, that's why I'm looking down, it keeps like going into commercials. And then when it goes into commercials, I lose track of it. There's something wrong. The plane looks like it's on the path now to land at LAX. It circled over the valley, like over the Simi Mountains, like 3 times. It was only going about 140 knots, which I thought was a little slow. And I saw it go over the airport like at least the 3rd time, and I could hear it over my house twice, and it didn't sound right. And every time it would go over the airport, it was picking up speed and it was going higher. So there's something wrong. And I think they're bringing it into LAX because LAX has a much longer runway. LAX can handle a big plane. It can also handle an emergency. This is an Airbus A320 model 232. And it's been in the air from Las Vegas for an hour and 26 minutes. It was reflecting that it had landed at Burbank, but that was wrong. I've heard it at least twice go over my house, but by the time I realized it, I think it had already gone over once before. But I can only attest to 2 times. Now it's saying that it arrived 1 minute ago in Burbank. The plane is not in Burbank. The plane is actually over Inglewood, California right now. And there are 4 runways, 24 left, 24 right, 25 left, 25 right. I can't tell which one it's going for at the moment. It's only, according to this, it's 550 feet and it's 133 knots. It's still descending, but that's what happened in Burbank too. And then it just started going up again. So this is very disturbing. It's been in the air now for an hour and 27 minutes, 250 feet above ground, 132 knots. And let me see which runways. It's coming into the south runways, which are the largest at LAX. So it looks like 25 right. It's coming in at 25 right. I still see it over the runway. It's weird because the plane is red instead of, it's always yellow on these maps, and the plane is red. And it's not raining and it's not windy here. Let me see if this plane is, when they land, sometimes it looks kind of funky on the app. Gosh, it's like still trying to stop. There is definitely, it's on 25 left. 25 left, which is the longest runway. Did we make it? God, I hope so. It says it's at 0 feet now, 20 knots. Let's see if it turns into a terminal here. This thing, like I said, it went over my house at least twice, but I think 3 times, and I only heard it twice. And the first time I heard it, I knew it was an Airbus, but I hope this plane just like safely landed at LAX and is not like friggin' crashed on the on 25 left. It's supposed to be I forget the number, but it was coming in from the typical west to east pattern. It's still not going into a terminal yet. It could be on a taxiway. Gosh, I hope so. But they could not land that plane at Burbank. It was 2 to 3 attempts. And then when I started to see they were headed towards LAX, my heart just started to almost flutter because I thought this plane is in an emergency situation. It still says that it's at 0 feet altitude, and 10 knots speed. Looks like it's slowing down. Oh my gosh. Like those people, they're going to be a little upset that they're not down the street from me. They're at LAX. They're on the other side of town. So anybody that's waiting for Spirit Flight 2378 at Burbank, Airbus A320, she's not there, even though the maps were saying that she was. Okay, it looks like it's on the taxiway. Wow. So once again, if anybody's just tuning in, and I was trying to go on the air sooner, but my ring light tipped over and part of the front of it broke off. And here I am, I'm still trying to buy the microphones. I don't need my ring light to go out. So when you see that glow that's over on the left side, that's because my ring light tipped over and the shade just fell off. Let's see where this Spirit's going to end up. It's still moving on the radar, and that's a good sign that it didn't just crash down 25 left. But they needed they needed the longest runway in Southern California. They kept going over. I thought maybe there was a go around because of an incursion on the runway. It wasn't wind, it wasn't rain. And when they have to do a go around coming from that direction, the Verdugo mountain range is right in front of them. So they have to make a really, really quick, sharp turn. And maybe that's why the engine sounded so weird, because it was making a sharp turn. It looks like it's pulling into one of the terminals over on the south side of the airport. So anybody that's at Burbank Bob Hope right now picking up passengers from Las Vegas on Spirit, your plane is not there. Very scary. And it's Spirit. It's like, for the people that fly on that, are they taking their... How much of a risk are they taking? Oh my gosh. Looks like it's pulling into the airport. And I wish I need to go online and see an LAX cam, but oh well. We're okay now. Everything looks like it's okay. These people are they're going to have a long ride back to Burbank. Oh boy. I'm glad everybody made it. Well, thank you very much. I will talk to you later.